What's going on, y'all? It's your boy. I'm out here in Las Vegas, and shit has been getting pretty crazy out here. I've been meeting tons of famous people, and it's caused me to challenge a lot of my own self beliefs. And so I'm here to dispense some of what I'm going through for your benefit. So check it out. Number one, if you are putting yourself out there as a certain way, as a certain person, you're saying, this is who I am, the universe is going to test that. That's just how it is. And the universe actually wants you to pass, because who doesn't want someone to be awesome, right? Everyone gets hype over someone that's amazing, right? Think about Conor McGregor, right? Walks around just big dick swinging and everyone's just so stoked to see him. And Kanye West, right? Biggest ego in the world, and everyone is just, yo, that's Kanye West, that's Kanye West. And obviously you got haters and whatnot, but for the most part, you want a hero, right? Think about Michael Jordan. He's so competitive, most competitive probably sports player in history, and maybe one of the most competitive beings the planet has ever seen. And we glorify him not because of his competitiveness necessarily, but because of what he has achieved as the result of his competitiveness. So how do you get there is you have to prove people wrong time and time again. And they want you to prove them wrong. They want to cast doubt so you prove them wrong so that they know that you're the real thing. It's like a woman when she shit tests you. It's even a more simple analogy is like, if you're going to set sail on a boat, you're going to make sure that boat can hold your weight before you embark on a big ass voyage. You're going to beat it up a little bit. You're going to make sure it can withstand a little bit of pressure so that it's the real thing. Like for me, like when I study under someone, the first thing I do is test them, because I want to know what they're really about. Because if I'm surrendering myself over as a student to them, right, I want to make sure that they're worthy. Right, which is a whole other life lesson. You don't want to just let anyone be your teacher, because when there is a hierarchy whether you like it or not. Okay, so you want to make sure that you give the reins over to someone that's worth it. And so that's just a fact of life. And testing, it doesn't mean that you're bad. It doesn't mean that you're not worthy. It's just, this is just a truth, is that this is what's gonna happen. But pressure creates diamonds. And so you actually want it. You actually want it. And the tendency might be to suppress yourself. The tendency might be to suppress and get smaller, but that's a lie, right? Because let's say you're tested and you crumble, which you're gonna do a lot before you break the barrier and you become the person that you're trying to be. That's another fact that you gotta accept. And the sooner that you can accept that, the sooner you can just ride that spiral high, because you just accept that you're just gonna keep failing. If you get hung up on the failures, that's when you compress, which is a normal part of it. So you're going to compress. There's going to be the tendency to compress. But what I like to do in those moments is follow the thought exercise all the way down to the bitter end. So let's say one day you put on your dope ass fit to the gym, right? You feeling good, and people start looking at you. They're just like, yo, who is this dude? Maybe even you start getting attention from women, and maybe something doesn't go your way, or maybe someone like snubs you, like you're getting competitive vibes from other dudes, right? And then you're just like, I don't really like that kind of attention, so I'm gonna make myself small, and so I'm gonna dress down next time. I'm not gonna wear my nicest stuff. I'm gonna try to dress a little bit more incognito so I don't attract as much attention, because I don't want that competitive energy from other dudes. You know, you have issues with declaring who you are. Like, no, I am him. But if you follow that line of logic all the way down, it's like, well, why even go to the gym in the first place then? And then if you follow that down even further, it's like, why do anything then? Why even be here at all? What's the point of this if you're just gonna play it safe? And if you're not going to put yourself out there as the vibrant, most magnificent, most powerful version of yourself that you can, that's what we're here to do. The sooner you can take it all the way down to that, the sooner you can take it back up. The sooner you can get back up, because what's happening is you're hitting a barrier. You're hitting this barrier, and the barrier is pressing back on you, and you're folding. And so the sooner you can get up to the barrier, the better, because you need to stay as close, you need to stay in this temperature as much as you can, because eventually you break the barrier. And we see this in the stock market too. If you trade crypto or whatever stocks, like there's a support and resistance, right? So when the price rises to a certain level, it hits this resistance, which is basically like people keep selling off, right? And then it hits support, which is it doesn't follow below this line because people keep buying it. They know, hey, if it's gonna hit that low, I'm gonna buy it because that's just a good deal. You'd be an idiot not to. But here's the thing: is once it breaks the resistance, it usually it's a run basically. It breaks the resistance and it keeps going and it goes higher and higher. And so a trading strategy is you hunt for those breakouts. So you see this and it's know the way broadly and see it in all things. The fact that it's true here and the fact that it's true there means it's probably true everywhere. And so keep putting yourself out there. And the more that you do, it's gonna come a time when you are gonna have to declare it to yourself. Yo, this is who the fuck I am. And then guess what though? You and everyone that's in your circle can finally relax. Cause now they know what you're about. And you know what you're about. You don't have this fucking weird fucking sketchy energy anymore. This fucking pathetic fucking I don't know what I am, like, but I'm out here. Cause they see it. They see you shining out in this way. And then you try to hide your shine, and that makes them even more mad. It's like, what are you doing out here? Where you at? What are you about? So it's like either just go for it or die. That's the kind of the nature of life. Is like it's either just it wants to herald you above everything else, and anything that doesn't make that is just collapsed to dust. So which is it gonna be? The middle, absolutely the middle. Okay, middle is bullshit. Okay, the middle. All right, show out, declare. The next thing is like, as you start to walk along this path. Actually, I'll preface it with this. Something I always like to live by is if you're the biggest fish in your pond, it's time for a new pond. And let me tell you something. The gym that I go to, I didn't even come here to work out. And I talked about this a lot on an Instagram live. I didn't come to Vegas to get swole, right? But it just kind of happened. It's a very long story. It's very synchronistic. The gym is literally called the Dragon's Lair. I was born in the year of the dragon. I very much identify with the dragon. This is the year of the dragon right now. And I feel like I've been like a sleeping dragon for a long time. And this is the year I'm coming up awake. And so like we go to this gym. It's the Dragon's Lair. It's badass as f. There's literally dragons all over this. And I almost just rolled my eyes. I was like, of course, universe. This is where I am right now. Like, how am I not supposed to go here? But it's kind of a celebrity gym. And I didn't really realize that going into it. But there's a lot of famous people roll through there. And before I realized that, I just thought everybody was just people at the gym. You know? These are just dudes at the gym. And I'm not walking like I'm above anybody. But I'm definitely not walking around like I'm below anybody. Now, something I noticed was like when I met other people, it's as soon as I realized that they're like famous or whatever, you put them on a pedestal. And then when you put them on a pedestal, you put yourself down. And that, bro. You know what I mean? It's good to acknowledge and respect when someone's done something amazing, but you don't need to be a little about it. This year I've met more famous people than in my entire life. I've met one of the biggest dubstep acts known to man to ever do it. Earlier this year, probably the biggest jiu-jitsu influencer is my friend. We're buddies. And Aaron Dowdy, for one. I met Jay Cutler randomly at an all-you-can-eat sushi joint. And I asked this girl out at a coffee shop in San Jose while I was there for a weekend. She had the most bang in his body. Anyway, literally, I was like, yo, let me get your Insta and I'll hit you up and see if you're available tomorrow. She passes me my phone back, literally 1 million followers. And they were legit. And this is happening to me all the time. Like, this kind of thing is happening to me all the time. And I'm touching it. It's there. It's happening. And it's time to walk around like that. And to be that. Just do it. You know what I mean? Do it. Just do it. Shia LaBeouf. And it's just been very interesting. And I just feel like I'm at a breakthrough. And I wish I could just get everyone else a little taste of this. If they can do it, you can do it. And be about it. Be about it. No more being in the middle or whatever. Just be about it. Don't change yourself. Don't change how you feel based on other people's actions. Oh, this dude, okay, now you find out that this dude's got something or whatever, and now you gotta change? Whoa, that's inconsistency. See, that is inconsistency in the universe. And the universe does not like inconsistency. Inconsistency is like being like, yo, I'm the Like, I'm the man, but actually not feeling that way. Because you're putting out the vibration a certain percentage of the time, and then the other percentage of the time, you're putting out a totally opposite vibration. And those vibrations cancel each other out, and you get nothing. So we want consistency. And that's why like parts work is very important. The internal family systems, you basically have a little family that lives inside you in your psyche that's fighting all the time. And they all have unmet needs. That's also one of the reasons that you can't break the barrier, is because as you approach this barrier, this other part of you sabotages, right? And so that's a lot of the work. It's basically just asserting and just being like, I am this. This is who I am. And putting yourself out there like that. Yeah, I think that about wraps it up for this one. Like and subscribe. See you at the next one.